Once upon a time, there was a kind and hard-working girl named Tam. Sadly, Tam's mother passed away when she was very young, and her father soon remarried. Her stepmother was cruel, and her stepsister Cam was lazy and selfish. When Tam's father died, the stepmother and Cam treated Tam badly, making her do all the hard work around the house. One day, Tam and Cam went to the river to catch fish. Tam worked hard and caught a basket full of fish. Cam, however, tricked Tam by saying, "Your hair is dirty. Go wash it in the river." While Tam washed her hair, Cam poured all the fish from Tam's basket into her own. When Tam returned, her basket was empty. Heartbroken, Tam sat by the river and cried. Suddenly, a kind old man appeared. It was But, a magical figure who helps the good and kind-hearted. "Why are you crying, my child?" he asked. Tam told him everything, but said, "Do not worry. Here is a little fish to keep as your friend." He showed her a small bong fish and told her to feed it every day. Tam took care of the fish, and it became her only friend. But one day, Cam and her mother found out about the fish. They tricked Tam into leaving the house and caught the fish. Then, they cooked and ate it. When Tam came back and called for her fish, only its bones were left. She cried again, and But appeared. "Take the fish bones and bury them in 4 jars under your bed," he said. "Something good will come to you." Not long after, there was a festival in the village. Tam wanted to go, but her stepmother gave her a pile of rice and told her to sort it from the husks first. "You cannot go to the festival unless you finish this," she said. Tam sat down, feeling hopeless, but But appeared again. He sent a flock of sparrows to help Tam. In no time, the rice and husks were sorted. Then, But told Tam to dig up the jars she had buried. Inside, she found beautiful clothes, jewelry, and a pair of golden shoes. Tam dressed up and went to the festival. Everyone admired her beauty, especially the king. But while walking, Tam accidentally dropped one of her golden shoes. The king found the shoe and declared, "I will marry the woman whose foot fits this shoe." Many girls tried on the shoe, but none could wear it. When Tam tried, it fit perfectly, and the king chose her as his queen. Tam lived happily in the palace, but one day, she returned home for her father's death anniversary. Her stepmother told her to climb a tall tree to pick areca nuts for the ceremony. While Tam was in the tree, her stepmother chopped it down. Tam fell into a pond and drowned. Tam's spirit turned into a golden bird. The bird flew back to the palace, staying close to the king and singing sweetly to him. Cam, now living in the palace, grew jealous of the bird and killed it. She cooked it and threw away its feathers. From the bird's feathers grew a tall, shady tree. The king often rested under its branches. Cam, still jealous, ordered the tree to be cut down. The wood was made into a loom. One day, as Cam wove cloth, the loom spoke to her. "Creak, creak! Why did you kill me and take my place?" Terrified, Cam burned the loom and threw the ashes away. From the ashes grew the tree, which bore a single golden fruit. A kind old woman found the fruit and brought it home. Every day, Tam came out of the fruit to help the old woman cook and clean. One day, the old woman saw Tam and tore the fruit's peel, letting Tam become human again. When the king passed by the old woman's house, Tam prepared a special betel leaf for him. Recognizing her unique way of folding the leaf, the king realized it was Tam. He took her back to the palace as his queen. Tam forgave her stepmother and stepsister but taught them a lesson. Cam tried to make herself beautiful like Tam, but her greed led to her downfall. The stepmother died of shock. In the end, Tam and the king lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a small village in Vietnam, there lived a poor but kind-hearted young man. He worked as a servant for a rich landlord, the landlord was greedy and often made the young man do hard and unfair tasks. One day, the landlord promised, "If you work for me for 3 years without complaint, I will let you marry my daughter." The young man was happy because he loved the landlord's daughter. She was kind and gentle, and she secretly cared for him too. So the young man agreed and worked tirelessly for the landlord. For 3 long years, the young man did everything the landlord asked. He plowed fields, carried heavy loads, and took care of the animals. Despite the hard work, he stayed cheerful because he believed in the landlord's promise. Finally, after 3 years, the young man went to the landlord and said, "Sir, I have completed my work. May I marry your daughter now?" The landlord laughed cruelly and replied, "You must first complete one more task. Bring me a bamboo tree with 100 knots. If you can do that, you may marry my daughter." The young man was shocked. He knew it was impossible to find a bamboo tree with 100 knots. Feeling sad and hopeless, he went to the forest and sat down under a tree, crying. Suddenly, an old man appeared. He had a kind face and a long white beard. The old man asked, "Why are you crying, young man?" The young man explained his problem. The old man smiled and said, "Don't worry. I will help you." The old man then said, "Go and cut 100 bamboo knots from the forest. Use the magic words to combine them. Let's say these magic words. Join together, join together." After he said, 100 bamboo knots join into one tree. The young man did not understand, but he thanked the old man and started collecting bamboo pieces. He cut 100 knots and piled them together. Then he said, "Join together, join together." To his amazement, the bamboo pieces joined into a single tree with 100 knots. Overjoyed, the young man tried to carry the bamboo tree back home, but it was too large and heavy. Feeling frustrated, he sat down and cried again. The old man appeared once more and asked, "Why are you crying now?" The young man replied, "The tree is too big for me to carry back home. What should I do?" The old man smiled and said, "Use the second magic words. Come apart, to separate the bamboo tree into pieces. Then you can carry the pieces home." The young man did as the old man instructed. He said, come apart, and the bamboo tree separated back into 100 knots. He carried the knots back to the landlord's house. When he arrived, he saw the landlord was having a big feast and preparing for the wedding of his daughter. That's when he realized the landlord had tricked him. He said nothing and waited until the groom's family lit the firecrackers. Then, he placed the bamboo pieces on the ground and said, "Join together, join together." The pieces joined into a single bamboo tree with 100 knots. The young man called the landlord and said, "Here is the bamboo tree. Now, you must keep your promise." The landlord could not believe his eyes. He touched the tree and counted the knots. At that moment, the young man said, "Join together, join together." And the landlord became stuck to the tree. The landlord was so scared that he quickly agreed to let his daughter marry the young man. The young man said, come apart, and freed the landlord. In the end, the young man and the landlord's daughter got married and lived happily ever after. A long time ago, in a peaceful village, there was a kind woodcutter named Koi. Every day, he went into the forest with his axe to gather wood for his family. One day, while walking by a small stream, he saw something strange. A tiger's den. He looked around and saw 4 tiger cubs playing together. One of them was being injured. Just as Koi was about to leave, he heard a loud roar. It was the mother tiger. She had come back. Koi quickly ran up a tree to escape the tiger. From the tree, he watched the mother tiger mourn her cubs. But then, something amazing happened. The mother tiger walked to a tree, chewed some leaves, and stuck to the cub's wound. After a few minutes, the cubs came back to life. Koi was amazed and wanted to know more about the tree. After the tigers left, he carefully dug it up and took it home. On his way, he met an old man lying by the side of the road. The old man was weak and hungry. Koi helped him by giving him some of the leaves from the tree. As soon as the old man ate the leaves, he sat up, feeling strong again. The old man smiled and said, "This is a magic tree. It can bring the dead back to life. You must take care of it, but don't water it with dirty water, or it will disappear into the sky." Koi thanked the old man and promised to care for the tree. He planted it in his garden and watered it every day with clean water. From that day on, Koi used the magic tree to help others. Whenever someone in the village was sick or dying, Koi would bring them the magic leaves and bring them back to life. People heard about Koi's miracle and came from all over to ask for his help. One day, Koi was walking by a river when he saw a dead dog floating. He took the dog out of the water and used the magic leaves to bring it back to life. The dog was very grateful and followed Koi everywhere, becoming his loyal companion. Not long after, a rich man came to Koi for help. His daughter had drowned, and he asked Koi to bring her back to life. Koi quickly went with him and used the magic leaves. The girl came back to life, and her family was overjoyed. The girl was so grateful that she asked Koi to marry her, and her father agreed. Koi and his new wife lived happily for a while. But one day, while Koi was out in the forest, some thieves came to their house. They knew about the magic tree, so they decided to kill Koi's wife. They took her heart out and threw it into the river. When Koi returned, he found his wife lying lifeless. He tried everything, but without the heart, she couldn't come back to life. Just then the dog Koi had saved offered its heart. Koi was surprised but decided to try. He replaced his wife's heart with the dog's heart, and his wife came back to life. However, something strange happened. Koi's wife began to forget things very easily. She often forgot things Koi told her, and sometimes she would forget important advice. Koi warned her many times, saying, "Do not water the tree with dirty water." But one day, when Koi was away, his wife went into the garden. She forgot Koi's warning and watered the tree with dirty water. As soon as she did, the ground shook, and the tree started to rise into the sky. Koi came home just in time to see the tree lifting off the ground. Koi ran to the tree and tried to stop it, but the tree was too strong. It lifted him up as well. Koi hung onto the tree's roots, but soon, both Koi and the tree flew up into the sky. They reached the moon, where Koi stayed with his magic tree. From then on, people could see the shape of Koi and his tree on the moon. When the moon was full, people could see a dark spot, which looked like Koi sitting under a tree. And that is why, to this day, people say that Koi lives on the moon with his magic tree. Once upon a time, in a small village, there was an old couple. They worked for a rich man, but they were very sad because they had no children, even though they were quite old. One day, the wife went into the forest to gather firewood. It was a very hot day, and she felt thirsty. She saw a coconut shell under a big tree, and it was filled with rainwater. The wife was so thirsty that she drank the water all at once. A few months later, to their surprise, the wife became pregnant. She gave birth to a baby, but the baby was very different. He had no arms or legs and looked like a round coconut. The wife was afraid and thought about throwing the baby away, but the baby spoke. "Please don't throw me away. I am your child." The wife felt sorry for the baby and decided to keep him. She named him Sodua, which means coconut shell. As Sodua grew, he remained the same. He had no arms or legs, and he could not do anything like other children. His mother worked very hard, and so Dua felt bad for her. One day he asked his mother if he could work as a cowherd for the rich man in the village. The rich man was not sure if he should let Sodua work for him, but he thought it would be fine because Sodua would not eat much, and the work wouldn't be too hard. So, the rich man agreed, and Sodua started working as a cowherd. Every day, Sodua rolled after the cows in the fields. He made sure the cows were safe and well fed. At night, he rolled back with the cows to the rich man's house. The cows became very healthy and grew fat. The rich man was very pleased with Sodua. The rich man had 3 daughters. The 2 older daughters were very mean. They did not like Sodua because he looked strange, but the youngest daughter was kind and sweet. She treated Sodua very well and brought him food every day. One day, the youngest daughter went to bring Sodua food, and when she saw him from distance, she was surprised. Sodua was not a normal boy. He was very handsome and had a kind face. But when Sodua heard the daughter coming, he quickly turned back into his coconut shape. The daughter was confused but did not say anything. After that, the daughter came to visit Sodua every day. Slowly, she started to like him. She felt that he was a good person. One day, Sodua told his mother, "Mother, please go to the rich man's house and ask for his daughter's hand in marriage for me." The mother was very surprised but agreed to ask. The rich man's 2 older daughters were angry and laughed at Sodua. They thought he was strange and not good enough for their sister. But the youngest daughter was different. She loved Sodua and agreed to marry him. On the day of the wedding, Sodua appeared as a handsome young man. The 2 older sisters were shocked and jealous. They couldn't believe that Sodua, who had no arms and legs before, was now so handsome. Sodua was very smart. He passed a big exam and became a scholar. The king was very impressed with him and sent him to work for the country. Before he left, Sodua gave his wife a special gift. He gave her a flintstone, 2 eggs, and a knife. He told her, "If something bad happens, use these things to protect yourself." His wife was confused, but promised to keep the items safe. Sodua left for his new job with the king, and the wife stayed at home. While Sodua was away, the 2 older sisters became jealous of their younger sister. They didn't like her being married to Sodua, so they planned to hurt her. One day, the 2 sisters left their younger sister on a stranded island. They thought she would die soon, but the younger sister remembered the items Sodua had given her. She used the flintstone to start a fire, the eggs for food, and the knife to cut some wood. She built a small boat and floated to her husband. After many days, the wife finally arrived at the king's palace. Sodua was surprised to see her and very happy that she was safe. He asked her what happened. She told him the story of the 2 evil sisters. Sodua went back home and found the 2 sisters. He punished them for what they did and made them leave the village forever. The 2 sisters ran away, and no one ever saw them again. A long time ago, in a beautiful kingdom, there lived a wise and kind king named Hung Vuong. He had a lovely daughter named Mai Nuong. She was known for her beauty and kindness, and many men wanted to marry her. One day, the king decided to find the best husband for his daughter. He announced, "Whoever can bring the most special gifts to my palace tomorrow will marry Princess Mai Nuong." Among the suitors were 2 extraordinary men. The first was Sun Tin, the god of the mountain. He could move mountains and make forests grow. The second was Tui Tin, the god of the sea. He controlled rivers and brought rain. Both were strong and powerful, and they wanted to marry the princess. The next day, Sun Tin arrived early with his gifts. He brought treasures from the mountains, 100 elephants, 100 horses, and 100 pieces of colorful silk. Soon after, Tui Tin arrived. He brought treasures from the sea, 100 pearls, 100 sea turtles, and 100 large fish. The king admired both men and their gifts. However, he decided to give his daughter to Sun Tin because he arrived first. Sun Tin took Princess Mai Nuong to his mountain home. Tui Tin was very angry. He felt humiliated because he had lost the princess. Using his powers, he called upon the sea. The rivers rose and heavy rain poured down. Floods covered the land as Tui Tin attacked Sun Tin's mountain. Sun Tin was ready. He used his powers to raise the mountains higher, keeping the water away. The fight between the two gods continued for many days. Tui Tin sent waves and storms, but Sun Tin blocked them with rocks and trees. Finally, Tui Tin grew tired and returned to the sea. Every year, Tui Tin tried to take revenge. He would send floods and storms, but Sun Tin always protected the land and its people. This is why Vietnam has rainy seasons with floods, especially in the lowlands.